Hey guys, I just wanted to come in and have a quick little story about how I got into network marketing in the first place. I think a lot of us have interesting backstories. None of us grew up as little girls dreaming of one day becoming a network marketer, right? But we all, for some reason, ended up making that switch over. And I think it's really fun to know like how people came at it and how they ended up in it. So for me personally, I was in commercial insurance sales for over 10 years and I was super successful on paper, making six figures. My income was increasing each year. And so from that point of view, I was doing really well, but I was so miserable inside. I hated the person that I had to become for that job. I felt like kind of like I was a chameleon. And I worked in a very, what else do you want to call it other than a man's world still? It's a very old boys club atmosphere when you're in the sales side of things in insurance still. And I was also working with oil field and construction clients. And so that was, of course, very much a male dominated industry as well. And I just kind of got sick and tired of having to wear my stilettos and pencil skirt, to the oil fields. That's what I wrote a really fun blog post about that, why I don't wear stilettos to the oil field anymore. But at the end of the day, it was about wanting to build something for myself. I've always been an entrepreneur at heart. I really wanted success outside of corporate. And so I ended up, after I had my second baby, getting into network marketing. And it's something that I never in a million years expected to do. And I had said no for 8 years leading up to that point, actually, because I just thought it wasn't a real profession and I definitely wasn't going to stoop to that level. But then, of course, life has a way of changing priorities. And once I had my second son, I already knew that I didn't want to be in insurance anymore, but it's so easy to fall back on what we're really well paid to do and what we're good at. So I had gone back to work before my second son was born. But essentially, I just realized that I was going to be working my butt off for the next 15 to 20 years anyway. So instead of doing that for somebody else's retirement fund, I was going to do it for my own, because I think there's a lot of us out there that realize that the work that we put in now we're all willing to work hard. It's just that we want it to pay off more than just a paycheck for us, which means we need to get into industries or into investments or things like that actually create assets for us, right? Because assets are the things that create luxuries, not just income. So what I mean by that is when we just have a paycheck coming in from a job, generally we spend most of it. Some of us put some away into investments or into savings, but there's not usually a lot left at the end of the day. What the people who are entrepreneurial at heart, we realize that we need to get ourselves in a position where we build assets that continue to produce income for us without our direct hourly involvement. So I was really passionate about leverage and passive income and figuring that stuff out. And I was already investing in real estate and apartment buildings, but I knew that I needed something else for like right now money. And so I ended up saying yes to network marketing. Now, here's where it's interesting, because a lot of us go in and we get super excited about whatever our upline is teaching us, and we throw ourselves into activity and we just do anything that they say that you have to do to be successful, right? So for the first 6 months, I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off doing home parties, but I hated them. I'm a professional salesperson and I understand how to read a room really well. And all the time I felt like people were just feeling so sorry for me that I was standing there selling the product I was selling. And it's not because the product's not good. It's because the majority of the time when we go to home parties, we're actually selling products to people that don't actually want them. So like if you were a grocery store trying to sell organic produce, for example, and you're selling to every single consumer that walks by on their way through the mall, you're going to have a really hard time impressing people. But the beautiful thing about what I learned about being able to take your business online is that you can go and target people who are already looking for what you have to offer. So let's just keep going with that example. If you're a grocery store selling organic produce, you want to go online and find out where the people are who are already sold on paying more for organic because they see the value in that quality, right? So the same thing goes with network marketing. I actually think that the way that it's being taught still to this day is so old school. The marketing tactics are stuck in the 90s. I actually feel like it's just direct selling. I don't think there's a lot of real marketing strategy being taught. And I also think that the marketing that we learn in university or in school is very outdated as well. And I think that it's so exciting to get involved with new online strategies where you realize like the psychology of a buyer or the way someone's brain works or what motivates people to join something or to buy something. It's just like it never ends. You can never learn enough about it. So I just thought, you know, when I was in corporate, I was scared to leave because I knew that that I was so set there, but I also really was scared to stay that person because I didn't really like who I had become. So basically, I really wanted to be successful outside of the normal man's world that I was in. My brothers and my dad were all in insurance. I have 5 brothers. So I really wanted to prove that I could be successful outside of insurance. And so I was searching for a business that would fit me. So network marketing landed, like I said. I did home parties for 6 months, and then I just thought, are you joking me? I'm a professional. I do not feel professional in any way, and you can sell it to me 45 different ways. This doesn't make me feel good. This doesn't make me pumped up to introduce other people to do it either. So I'm sure some of you can relate to that, whether you've had a home party model introduced to you or whether you've been doing it some other way. But a lot of the ways that are still being taught are very, I don't know what you want to call it. I'm going to use the word elementary. Like they're very basic. Anyone can do it, right? And that's totally fine. But I wasn't the kind of person that wanted to just make a couple $100 a month. So I didn't need just an elementary type system of basics to be able to go do. I needed something that challenged me, that excited me, that made me feel fired up, that made me feel like a professional again. And so I knew that taking my business online was going to be the way. So then I ran into the roadblock of you get into online stuff and basically all the gurus are just teaching the old school tactics just moved over online, right? So how many times have you heard like just reach out to 5 people a day or just reach out 3 asks a day, just ask somebody to take a look, you know, it's just take a look. So we practice all these different ways to be non-aggressive about the ask, but at the same time, it's still you being the system and reaching out directly to people every single day. But that's just the same as the grocery stores trying to flag down anybody that walks by in the mall. You're just shotgun approaching and hoping that somebody actually says yes. But that's not the way marketing is supposed to work. Marketing is supposed to pull people towards you. So attraction marketing means you are attractive to people that you were trying to attract. So it's very targeted. And they are pulled towards you by your marketing message, as opposed to prospecting, which is very in your face, aggressive, reach out. So you can see like the difference between the motion, right? Marketing pulls people in towards you and prospecting pushes people away. And another reason why I hated that is because that requires you to be the system and to be consistent every single day. And I know that we've all heard a million times before that consistency is the key to business. But that doesn't mean that you have to be consistent every day with your prospecting and reaching out. You can actually just create systems that are consistent for you to bring in that steady source of leads. Because you're always going to be excited about answering someone's email when they're reaching out to you saying like, hey, I'm super interested. Basically, they've come through your funnel. And now they're saying, hey, I'm super interested in whatever it is that you're offering, right? You want to have that conversation. You're pumped to get out of bed in the morning to figure out how you can fit that into your day. But the majority of us are not going to sit there and be like, okay, I just have to do 4 asks today because I forgot to do some yesterday. And now I have to make sure each week I get this many done. And it's just this constant battle in your mind about this like, oh, do I have the willpower to do this business or not? And that's not what network marketing is. It doesn't have to be that way at all. It is literally a blessing to all of us. I'm not religious, but I love the word blessed, so I'm going to use it all the time. But basically, network marketing is a business model that a company is handing you to say, hey, go ahead and leverage this. We have our own products, our research and development, the distribution model, the product support, the legal, the everything. You don't have to create all that yourself. Go out and sell this thing. And so then they're saying, and by the way, while you're at it, you can franchise yourself out. That's what network marketing is. It's basically franchising yourself with a product-based business. So most entrepreneurial or very super driven, ambitious people out there are turned off by network marketing because of the way it's being done. But network marketing itself as a business model is killer. So one of the biggest things that I'm fired up about, which is why I've created this page and the new network marketing and all this other stuff, is because I honestly believe that it can be done such a different way. And so I'm a big believer that we are professionals in network marketing, not network marketing professionals. And what I mean by that is we are people who come from different backgrounds, experiences, and different successes, and we are applying that skill as a team even, which makes us go even further faster, which I'll get into later. But we are literally coming from successful backgrounds already with whatever type of experience we bring into it, and we are now being able to apply that to this business to be able to sell the product or franchise ourselves out. Whereas if you're a network marketing professional, the way that's traditionally being used or taught is that you're just taking the same old skills from the 80s and 90s and you're just practicing them more. You're just getting out there and doing them harder. But like at the end of the day, are you honestly going to stay consistent on reaching out cold to people for the next 10 or 15 years? I know I wasn't. I 100% was not going to. So I decided to chase down the online world. I took all kinds of courses in network marketing and then moved outside of network marketing to figure out what everybody's doing out there. Funnels and automation and systems are amazing. Email marketing. There's so much out there that is so exciting. And so I really want to challenge you guys to think about the way you can build your network marketing businesses differently, because I think that those old school methods are dead. And I think that if you're looking to attract other people like you who are six-figure mentality and up, not the $200 a month thing. Like I want to be making, 10 grand minimum. I didn't leave a six-figure income in corporate to come and make $200 a month in network marketing, right? We're here to play. So in other words, we need to switch up how we're doing it because that also attracts other people to us. So I hope that was helpful. If you guys haven't seen my free web class yet, I'll drop the link in the comments below, and hopefully that was helpful on just a little bit of my background. And I would love to hear from you. If you'd like to share yours, just drop them in the comments below about, kind of how you got into network marketing and where you're at now. Cheers.